But perhaps the greatest challenge the Bailey Electric Phaeton was subjected to was an endurance run through 4 New England states that also included a climb up the challenging and difficult Mount Washington Auto Road. For over 50 years, the Mount Washington Auto Road has hosted a bicycle hill climb up the 7.6-mile road that averages 12% gradients and finishes up near the observatory, with parts of the road kicking up to gradients in excess of 20%. It doesn't sound like much, but per the perspective of the cyclist, it looks more like 45%. It's one of the hardest challenges out there, and perhaps gives the best idea of what early automobile technology was subjected to on the same auto road. We tend to take many things for granted. There are things we do, or could, at any time that would have been thought impossible, or merely a dream just 100 years ago. Remember, it was less than 100 years ago that Lindbergh flew solo from New York to Paris non-stop. To many of the time, such a flight was thought impossible. And yet, in the time it took him to complete the flight, one could fly all the way around the world today. And because there have been so many advancements and improvements, it's hard to truly grasp the challenge people and technology faced 100 years ago. And at the early part of the 20th century, perhaps no place represented that steep challenge better than this place. It's Mount Washington. It's part of the White Mountains in central New Hampshire. The Mount Washington hill climb started in 1904 and predates the Indianapolis 500 by 5 years and the Pikes Peak hill climb by 12. The climb to the clouds is still held to this very day, with the likes of Travis Pastrana, David Higgins, and even Carroll Shelby having all answered the mountain's challenge. The general public can also challenge the mountain. But while there are still warnings as to the dangers a vehicle can suffer round trip up and down the 12% average gradients, a modern motor vehicle can do the trip with few difficulties. In fact, modern electric vehicles, such as a Tesla, don't even require the use of the car's standard disc brakes coming down, as regenerative braking from the electric motors not only provide enough resistance to the gravity wanting to send the car careening down the road, it can also help charge the car for use when finally at the bottom. However, Mount Washington presented a much bigger, more threatening challenge when Bailey Electric sought to demonstrate its electric battery technology. Bailey Electric was one of a handful of automakers that sought to make use of battery technology. But whereas other companies merely made use of what was available at the time, Bailey Electric sought to push the boundaries of what was possible. Established in Amesbury, Massachusetts, Bailey Electric produced a Queen Victorian Phaeton that was especially designed to make use of Edison's storage battery, along with a General Electric motor. Bailey Electric produced their Phaetons, as well as their Roadster and Runabout, from 1907 to 1915, and the company would dream up all kinds of challenges to demonstrate the capabilities of their electric car. And for its time, the Bailey Phaeton was quite impressive. When many battery-powered cars were struggling to achieve 50 miles of range, the Bailey Phaeton could average a range of 100 miles at an average speed of 15 miles per hour. One of their cars traveled from Boston to New York to Chicago, completing the distance at an average speed of 21 miles per hour while not needing a single repair the whole of the trip. This was impressive for any car of the period. But perhaps the greatest challenge the Bailey Electric Phaeton was subjected to was an endurance run through 4 New England states that also included a climb up the challenging and difficult Mount Washington Auto Road. For over 50 years, the Mount Washington Auto Road has hosted a bicycle hill climb up the 7.6-mile road that averages 12% gradients and finishes up near the observatory, with parts of the road kicking up to gradients in excess of 20%. It doesn't sound like much, but per the perspective of the cyclist, it looks more like 45%. It's one of the hardest challenges out there and, perhaps, gives the best idea of what early automobile technology was subjected to on the same auto road. Cyclists overheat and blow up. No, they don't spontaneously combust. But when they push too hard and they lose control of their breathing, it's like blowing a cylinder on a car engine. The power drops and the overheating robs them of their energy. Cyclists overheat and blow up. So too automobile engines, especially those early fragile automobiles. Even for a battery-powered car, this hill climb presented a real challenge. And yet, as a demonstration of the quality and performance of the Bailey electric car, the Phaeton completed the climb and its tour of New England. Originally priced at $2,000, the Victorian Phaeton featured another unique feature for the time, that being a steering wheel. While many other cars of the period still made use of a tiller wheel, the Bailey Phaeton had a steering wheel, demonstrating another poignant way Bailey Electric was not only pushing the limits, they were demonstrating the future. With electric car manufacturers like Tesla and Polestar, comparable range and performance to that of an automobile with an internal combustion engine is taken for granted. In fact, in some ways, electric vehicles exceed the performance capabilities of an ICE-driven automobile. The battery-powered car has become a technological marvel we take for granted today. But take a look back over 100 years ago, and you'll be truly amazed what Bailey was able to achieve. Companies like Tesla may be the standard bearers in the EV industry today. However, it was companies like Bailey Electric that caused people to wonder what could be possible. This Queen Victoria Phaeton was purchased by Lars and Isabel Anderson and even remains part of the family collection to this very day. It's equipped with an Edison battery and General Electric motor. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Please visit the links in the description below to check out more information, such as any images, videos, or music used to make this video. Also, remember to go and check out conceptcars.com.